Yeah, good question. We have to assist the next two training sessions and prepare for that game for Kapando. Of course, we have a lot of confidence, or much more confidence now. Karela, of course, will play in Zwatriman, where they gain 3 points. So we need minimum 4 points to be ahead of them. And then we have it in our own hands. We will go for a win anyway. And if then there's a point, then there's a point. We need a win now on an away game, you know. We have in the last 5 games, we collected, I think, 13 points now at home, at our home venue in Universal Stadium in here. So we have to go for the first away win, since I'm here.
All right. I realized you did a bit of changes in your setup for the game. I saw Taylor playing from the right back, and then your boy in the 5 jersey also pushing up. Jacob also pushing up a bit. What informed that particular decision?
First of all, on the right fullback side, normally there's playing Felix Amofa in the last games, but he was injured. So this is why Fusi played already against Basake. He did it well. Felix is back, but didn't train enough sessions with the team to bring him on the pitch. And Fusi took his chance. I think he played very well today. And this is what a good team needs. You need to challenge your teammate in training on the separate positions. And this is how you get out the best team.
Looking at the attack of your team in the first half, I was telling a colleague of mine that you should have been up by 5 goals.
Yes.
0 in the first half.
Yes, we should.
Do you think your boys up front are very wasteful?
Again, we create these chances. We are just not patient enough, and this is lack of experience. This is the youth. They want to do everything very quick, very fast, instead of sometimes just holding the ball, waiting until you are overlapped by your teammate, then do a clinical pass. This is what we are suffering yet.
You know, you won against arguably the biggest team on the land. Would you say with this win will spark something new in your club's quest to survive in the Ghana Premier League?
100%. If you see how the boys were dancing and celebrating in the locker, they know what they did. But to be honest, if you are just a fair sportsman, that wasn't the Asante Kotoko we used to see normally. So they haven't been that challenging team for us. With all the respect for my colleague coach and for the team, they made it quite easy for us today to win.
There's been a concern in this country, like, you know, we have a very good players in this country, quality players in this country, but we lack clinical finishers in this country. Coaching in this country for some time, do you think we lack clinical finishers in this country?
Yes, you lack. Just look at the table, how few goals even the top teams have scored so far, and compare that to Europe or to South America or to wherever. Even different leagues in Africa. There's one reason, because when I'm back in Germany, or when I'm in Germany or in Europe, I've been asked this very often. Good question, really. And my answer is always, look, everybody's playing soccer here, but you always see them playing on small pitches, on small goals, where no goalkeeper is needed, where you don't have to finish clinical. And this is why they don't learn it, you know? So this is something we focus on training every day. But of course, 2 months since I'm here is not enough to change something in that. It's just a start over. The third goal by David, for example, he's a right-footed player. Normally, he uses his left only for not falling down, to make a little joke out of that. And he scored today with his left foot. Because every day in training, I force the players to work on their weak foot, for example. And this is the outcome. This is why I'm so happy for a player like him today.
In general perspective, when you look at your team, do you think
the game is full of surprises? We have to put ourselves together mentally. I think the key thing now is our mental toughness. We have to put ourselves together mentally. Me as a coach, I'll be able to cope. What about the players? Maybe they cannot cope. So if the player in his own free time cannot focus on tactics, but is rather focusing on something negative that is being said about him or that is being said about the coach, how can the player be able to transfer, what he has learned onto the field? So For now, it's all about we being mentally tough and going out there. 7 more games to go. You never know what will happen. It draws or it loses some vital points at home, and then suddenly from nowhere, negative commentaries or unpleasant commentaries begin to come in and around the team. Things that have I mean, when you track them, they are not true. Are all being said about the players, about the coach, especially. When you do some of these things, it affects, I mean, the emotional state of the player and the technical staff. So, I mean, we just have to. As I said, for me, I can manage certain things. But what about the players? If they are unable to manage, you get performances like this. In front of you, they will behave like, oh, coach, we are fine. We can work. But then they come and then they make the first error, and then the booing and the hooting start again. And then they remember what is already out there for them. And then it affects their skill performance.
Okay, 2 more questions, colleagues.